In today's video, we are going to be breaking down step by step how to market your online business in 2025. We are going to look at content, what to say, do, post Monday through Friday, week by week, month by month, looking at case studies, examples, live content, and all of the above. This is a replay from a workshop where we had 100 attendees live. It was a ton of fun. I hope you guys enjoy. Of you to ask yourself, are you avoiding certain things on the right that made you confident in Ramonica's position to better land clients? All right, we are in this interesting day and age of AI. We'll be talking about AI today. I'll be giving all of you guys an amazing AI prompt today. I will share with you how you can have a very authentic online voice using AI and produce content in minutes. There's some things where I believe it's up to you, and in terms of how do you finish the year, how you start the year, lifestyle, and so forth. But simultaneously, I have a very strong belief that AI is an opportunity for each of us and can also, if you decide to ignore it or fight it, cause some issues for you down the line. And you know what? I would rather you, if you don't like AI, I would rather you go, I don't like Dino for making that statement, but at least he gave me the heads up. That's what I am seeing is AI is going to be a big factor in every single business. I'm getting creeped out on the streets these days because just yesterday I saw a self-driving car go right past me, and then it put on its blinker, and then it pulled over, and a family of 4 with 2 young children hopped out of it. And I continued to walk with Kona past the car, and then I look over to see who's driving this thing, and there was nobody there. All right, that is happening now in a lot of US cities. All right, industries are changing. I was not a big AI fan about a year and a half ago, but I was also not a big Instagram fan 10 years ago. Still am not really a big Instagram fan, and was not a big TikTok fan a couple years ago. And guess what? I missed the boat because they blew up. So I just want to share, I'm trying to be a little bit more open-minded to the fact that technology, the online industry is always going to change. AI is going to stay. It is here. I want to make sure you all are at least aware of that so that you can decide how it fits into your business and in which capacity. So we'll be looking at that a little bit here today. Now, before we get going, because we are going to go day by day, week by week, month by month in terms of creating your marketing plan for the end of the year and into 2025. This right here as a concept has helped me dramatically. All right. And so I do want to share that with you. All right. In that, with an online business model, I no longer refer to it as posting content. All right. That sounds boring to me. It sounds laborious. Sounds like I need to write an essay. Not that excited to wake up and say, I need to produce content. What has personally served me that might help you as well is instead, I've just shifted the way I'm perceiving the opportunity. Now, when it comes to quote unquote posting content, I look at it as I get to create my free advertisement of the day. Every single piece of content you come out with, whether it's what you're having for dinner, what you're doing with the family, what your weekend plans are, travel plans are, what you're thinking, feeling, all of the above, offers, trainings, that is your free advertisement. We're in a very interesting day and age where for free, you can advertise your business. And each one of those posts can reach hundreds, if not thousands. And if you go viral, millions of prospective clients. All right. This, I think, if served me a ton because when I'm feeling lazy, uninspired, or uncreative, I go, I don't want to post content. I don't want to write paragraphs and paragraphs. As soon as I start asking myself, Dino, do you really want to miss the opportunity to advertise your business for free today? Somehow I find the motivation to create a piece of content. All right. So I want to share that with everybody because what I would love nothing more is to hear from you all in a couple weeks, couple months that you walked away from this workshop with confidence, a strategy, a plan, taking more action, getting more results, having a ton of fun. That would be awesome. So that's what we are doing here today. Mark, Angela, Danielle, Rick is here, Anka, Dr. Danny in the building, Naya as well. Good to see everyone. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to get going right away. We have limited time and we need to take a ton of action. All right, so you're in the right spot. If you want your content to get more traction, if you want more clients from producing or spending less time producing content, we'll be looking at that. If you need a step-by-step plan for you to grow your business through the end of this year, and perhaps you're deciding to wait until the beginning of next year, we are going to go through all that. You are in the right spot. All right. So we do have a bunch of prizes and stuff that will be happening towards the end of the workshop as well. In case you needed more encouragement and excitement to grow your business, there's going to be prizes as well. All right. Now, again, I think we need to look at this here so we understand an opportunity, because I have a certain perspective around what I think most of the industry is missing content-wise. All right, so we're going to do this as a group. We're going to mastermind this. And I'm going to come over here to the whiteboard. And if you would be so kind, let's type in the chat box whether you are married, whether you are single, whether you are dating, when you are looking for a new relationship, whether that be a friendship, whether that be some type of romantic relationship. What are characteristics and attributes that you look for in somebody that could become your new best friend or your new significant other, your new romantic partner? I would love to hear, what are we looking for in that type of important individual in our life? Simone says, common law partnership. We have married, compatibility, single, married, single. I like it. We have trust, self-confidence, someone who communicates well, married, single, breathing, mobile. Breathing, that is good. Yes, absolutely, Jane. That would be important. Breathing, financially stable, honesty, fun, common interests. There was probably about 10 to 15 different attributes there that we all look for in somebody that we are willing to spend time with in our life, whether friend or romantic partner in some way, shape, or form. Interesting, right? It was not just a single attribute across the board. It was not just they have free time. It was not just they communicate well. It was not just they live locally. There was a lot of different elements. Question I have rhetorically for everybody here. Do you think you are doing a good enough job of creating different pieces of content to display different types of valuable character traits that you have? Or are you only talking about your business? Are you only making offer posts? Are you only doing dinner, what we're having for dinner every single night? What we look for as humans is the whole package, whether a friend that we can trust or a significant other. All right. And because we want that individual who has all the different things to make us feel all the different ways, that can help us in all the different areas, and that we can simultaneously complement in return. And so with your content, though, what happens is too many of us, and this is what I see on my news feed, are one-dimensional. There is an opportunity for each of you to better demonstrate how awesome you are in a lot of different areas of life. And ultimately, people do business with people. We are in the service-based industry. If we were running e-commerce stores, we would be in a product-based industry, and it's more about the product. We're in a service-based industry, people to people. Highly encourage everybody here, audit your content and go, do I seem one-dimensional, or am I giving somebody an opportunity to connect with me as a human on multiple levels? All right, that is a big one because a lot of you here have phenomenal business related content. All right, but we are missing all of the genius and fun and spontaneity that is your actual personality. I don't know what your hobbies are, your interests are. I've never seen a post from you over the weekend, what you're doing with family or friends. I might not even know that you have children or anything else, or that you're even traveling. Those things make a difference in a service based business. I just want everybody to understand that it is a huge opportunity for you to differentiate yourself by mixing and matching content. And so we are looking at that here today in terms of our day to day, daily, weekly, monthly marketing strategy. All right. Now, here is what I am focused on have been focused on, but will be focusing on even more so into 2025. All right. And I will break down exactly why this has been selected, what's going on with algorithms, what's going on with the industry, and again, why so much data is pointing towards this as a great business model. On a daily basis, all right, I'm looking to post on either Facebook or Instagram. I know a lot of people are starting to like LinkedIn, and that's a great opportunity and platform there. Can anybody guess why I'm still going to stay strong with Facebook and Instagram? Why am I not getting all excited about LinkedIn, even though some folks really are? Let me see. Drive YouTube traffic, number of people on platform, data and audience, consistency, more personal versus LinkedIn. LinkedIn is boring, Kate. I agree. I think LinkedIn's a little bit boring. Ironically enough, right? A lot of us, we say, oh my gosh, on LinkedIn, I'm going to find my business related clients because it's a business platform. Remember, more than half of the world has a Facebook profile. More than half of the world. All right, guess what? The people that have a LinkedIn, they also have a Facebook. All right, it's just a different character per platform as well. Now, the other thing, now this could change, platforms and algorithms change. The thing that I'm seeing about LinkedIn is it is tougher to scale there. The reason is that I want to make sure you guys are all considering not just what you're doing now, but your future. As your business grows and you want to grow faster, you should position yourself to be able to advertise. LinkedIn has a terrible ad platform. Terrible. I would rather see you guys build momentum here, Facebook, IG, and then go, wow, I have an extra $300 a month to advertise to grow faster. You can do that with Facebook and Instagram much easier than you can with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's going to have to overhaul the design of their platform before that advertising over there does anything that for which Facebook and Instagram can. All right. And so this is a strategic decision so that as you build momentum here, Facebook, Instagram, all right, it is easier for you to go, I'm going to boost my post today. I'm going to run $100 of advertisement this month, and it can help you scale faster. Does that make sense there a little bit? All right. I just want to make sure you guys are set up for we're looking at the future, what's happening now, algorithms, trends, all of the above. All right. So on a daily basis, I really like Facebook and IG. Now, if you're like, Dino, I love LinkedIn. I have my biggest following on LinkedIn. That's phenomenal. I would not discontinue that. I will be talking today about repurposing content. I produce every single day one unique piece of content. And I post it everywhere I possibly can. All right. Same verbatim, word for word, same piece of content, Facebook, Instagram, email, and if I have time, LinkedIn. A lot of the gurus will say, don't do that. You need to customize content per platform. Guess what? Unless you have a big corporation and you have 20, 30, 40 employees, all right, realistically, nobody here is so big of an influencer that somebody is following you across 5 platforms, cross-checking that each piece of content is unique, and then getting upset if it's not. All right. Now, when you get there, great, you can customize content per platform. But until then, we all have the advantage of being able to create one piece of content and repurpose it. If you run into somebody who says, oh my gosh, I saw you post that earlier today on a different platform, congratulations, you have a super fan who is realistically probably going to become a client very soon. They are stalking you that closely. That is a good thing. That is my opinion around that. Daily basis, we're going to be looking at Facebook and IG content. Weekly basis, one time per week. Highly recommend to everybody here. Upload at least one video per week if you can to YouTube. If it's only just once per month, that will still make a big difference for you. All right, but we know video is a big part of social media today. That's why TikTok grew so quickly. They're a short form video platform. When you produce video, dump it on YouTube, even if you're not even paying attention to YouTube. Just upload it there and let it sit there. You will be amazed what happens in terms of the views, the traffic, the authority you build just from posting and or dumping your old videos there on YouTube. Curious, by show of hands, who here has a YouTube channel? Just so I have an idea. Bunch of hands up. Awesome. If you don't and you have done videos before, again, find your old videos. You can download from Facebook and Instagram videos that you have done over there. All right, there are third-party apps. You can go back in time and download your old videos. That is a great, call it end of the year opportunity for you. Download some of your best old videos, upload them to YouTube. Watch what happens after 3 months. You'll have thousands of views realistically on those videos. You've already done the work. It's a highly untapped platform is YouTube. All right, then every 6 to 12 weeks, a workshop. If you can, big opportunity here. People avoid the workshop. And guess what? If I ask you, go back to that relationship question. Do you expect to talk with somebody before you date them? Before you become best friends with somebody? Are you going to have a coffee with them? Are you going to hang out with them? Yes. So many of us are avoiding the quote unquote dating meeting of the friend, of the significant other, thinking and hoping it turns into a client relationship later. It can, it's just more challenging. It is so much easier to sit down, have a coffee with somebody, and all of a sudden it blossom into a partnership, client relationship, or something else. Those workshops, Anka is here speaking of, those workshops do not have to be fancy. They do not have to be a bunch of people and a bunch of slides. They can be 20, 30 minutes where you are literally having a coffee, you're just hanging out, chatting, getting to know somebody. That is how relationships, friendships, anything else, neighborly relationships form, is you start conversating. All right. In the online space, moving into this AI revolution where there's going to be more automation, more fake content, more everything, that's going to make those live in-person relationships way more valuable. All right. It will make you memorable. It will differentiate you. And even if you are not the best in your industry, because we all have limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough, not as good as that person, not as experienced as this other person. We all have those limiting beliefs. That's normal. We are mammals. Our brain has to operate like that. However, if you're looking for that unfair advantage as somebody who maybe is not the most talented, it is going to be through connecting with people. People still would rather do business with people they know, like, trust. Good so far in terms of what we're seeing landscape wise, different platforms, all the different things. At the comments really quick. All right, we are rocking and rolling. Let's get everybody a cheat sheet and let's dive in. All right, so we're going to do that cheat sheet in just a moment here. Again, there's 2 big reasons why I'm highly encouraging everybody to go into more YouTube and more workshops. All right, the main reason is this concept here. You can shorten the buying cycle massively with a YouTube channel, even if it's maybe you're not trying to become some big YouTuber, you're just uploading random videos over there. That's perfect. But if you give somebody finds your YouTube channel and they binge watch 5 or 6 or 7 videos from you, you just took them from cold to sold within a 24-hour period. Same with a workshop. All right. It would take your audience probably 6 months or longer of following you. All right. They need to see at least 1 or 2 pieces of content from you a week for probably 3 to 6 months before they can confidently say, this is my new coach. This is my new consultant. Or you can compress a 3 to 6 month window into a 2-hour, 3-hour workshop and say, let's sit down together. Let's conversate. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. All right. And so, again, that's why I highly encourage those 2 things, YouTube and workshops. All right. Now let's dive into this here. I am going to go right on over to Canva. And hopefully I can share this correctly. We're going to do, I think it is template link. Yes, I believe template link. Okay. All right, so let's see if this works for everyone. I did put what's going to be your cheat sheet into the chat box. What that should do is allow you to duplicate what is our game plan cheat sheet for 2025. Once you have clicked that link, let me know if it opens for you in Canva. It opened. Brilliant. Okay, so what we are looking at here, I will do a brief 1,000-foot overview of what we have here in terms of your Canva cheat sheet, but this is your cheat sheet now. So feel free to edit it, and I highly encourage everybody to take notes as we go along here, but now this will exist in Canva for you. You can download it as a PDF to keep on your desktop. You can print it out. And bonus points, even though I would probably never know, but bonus points if you decide to print it out and paste it on tape it to your fridge so that you look at it every single day. That is an option for you as well. But we are going to go through daily, weekly, monthly marketing strategy, mindset, approach. And I am going to be diving into a lot of cool things that are happening algorithm wise right now that I would love for all of you to be weary of so that you can take advantage if it's a good fit for you. All right, daily profit levers. Has anybody heard of this one before? I see a couple visionaries with that look. We'll never shut up about these profit levers. For those who don't know, and for those who need a reminder, we're going to go through this. With an online business model, you have a million options of what you do every single day. From a marketing perspective, these 3 things you should be doing daily. Number 1. So in other words, I would love for all of you to wake up and go, oh my gosh, I actually know what to do today to market my online business. All right, these 3 things. Number 1, you need to drive traffic. Now, there's a little quotation mark area for you to add some notes. What you should be putting in there is create content. That's how you drive traffic. End of 2024, moving into 2025, you create content. Touch points. What are touch points, Dino? This is how we decrease the buying cycle. All right, somebody might need to follow you for 3 months, 6 months before they're ready to buy from you, unless you stack more touch points, or DMs, so private conversations. People feel more comfortable. You can ask questions, and you can literally take what would be a 6-month journey and you can compress it into an hour of conversating back and forth. So DMs, I will say this as well, voice notes, and I will even workshops, free calls. All of those things are touch points, and they're private touch points. How do relationships progress? They normally progress in this type of manner, whether friends, whether neighbors, whether romantic. They normally progress through these different types of things. Here's one of the things that I am noticing right now, end of the year. What is trending from a messaging marketing standpoint is the avoidance of these things. All right. These things require work. It is a little bit of effort to sit there and have a 20-minute DM conversation with somebody. It's a little bit of effort to leave somebody a voice note. It's a little bit of effort to run a workshop. It's a little bit of effort to give somebody a 15-minute free call just so that you can connect and get to know them. All of these things require effort. What's trending from the marketing industry, gurus, so to speak, Lambo boys, all those guys, is no DMs, all automation, never talk to your prospect and get to know them before they buy, no sales calls, don't even know them by first name. I was really curious. I wanted to do a deep dive on this recently. So in the last couple months, I joined a mastermind, and without ever conversating with the person personally first, and because I wanted to see what this experience would be like. I had never been to a workshop. I had never had a private conversation with them. I was curious what the onboarding was going to be like. I was curious what the client experience was going to be like. Guess what? I was in there for a while and didn't really like it. And then left because it was you choose it was a membership. You choose how long you're in and you choose how long you're out. Pretty sure the individual never knew I was in. They probably didn't even realize I was ever out. And that's a great model. It can work for some folks. There's no right or wrong. Pick what fits you. But I did not enjoy that from the client side. And so that's fine, right? That totally works for them. It's going to be a great fit for the right people for them. There's no right or wrong. But as the industry right now is avoiding these things, you will get outsized returns. All right. This is like investing in crypto 10 years ago because you always get outsized returns when people are avoiding the actual thing. All right. So, in other words, it will actually be less effort for you, more conversions because everybody's trying to avoid this. Nobody wants to talk to each other anymore. Nobody actually wants to be sincere and connect with each other anymore. As soon as you show a little bit of actual concern and effort, you're going to be memorable and you will produce more conversions as the result. Does that make sense there, guys? We're looking at outsized returns opportunities versus what the masses are doing. All right, last one, conversions. All right, so the more you produce quality content, the more you conversate with people, DMs, voice notes, workshops, free coaching calls to get to know each other to see if we're a good fit. The more you do of these first two profit levers, all right, the more conversions you will naturally produce. Dino, I want more conversions, more clients, but I don't have anybody on my sales calendar. What do I do? You move from profit lever 3 to profit lever 2. All right, if you need more sales calls, that's number 3. Down here is sales calls, how you enroll somebody. If you need more of number 3, sales calls, then do more of number 2. Voice notes, check-ins, workshops, DMs, free calls. All of these things, right? This is like the dating phase or the meeting a new friend to see if we're neighbors that are going to hang out on the weekend phase. The more you do this, right, the more you're going to end up spending time together, the conversion phase. Dino, I don't have anybody to give a voice note to or to invite to a workshop or to have a free call with. That's okay. You move from profit lever 2 to profit lever 1 and you create more content, which is more value in the marketplace. I'm gonna pause for a second. Any questions around those profit levers thus far? And Angela is here. Good to see you. Shimmying and everything. Mark is in the building. No questions on profit levers?
I have a comment.
Please do. Yeah.
As usual, I really love what you just did. So you told us one, two, three. And if it's missing at three, you go back 3, 2, 1. Now I added in the touch point, I've seen this more and more, people that are doing a Loom video to their potential client. I really like that because you have the little picture of yourself, your voice, and whatever you're saying to them. So that's my 2 cents.
Snaps for Brigitte right there. Brigitte just unlocked a really great opportunity for everybody here because I'm going to 100% agree with Brigitte in that Loom videos right now are a cheat code. All right. If you're wondering, how do I follow up with a prospective client? How do I become memorable? Loom video. Doesn't have to be long, 2 or 3 minute Loom video. Was thinking of you, XYZ. Well, you will book more sales calls with a Loom video because, again, you can, everybody here, you can hop into Canva like this. You can create a little one, it can even be just one slide, but you can create a graphic on Canva and you can say, hey, prospective client, these are 3 things I think we need to work on together. 1, 2, 3. And it's a Loom video and you talk over it, but they can hear and sense your energy. They hear your voice. They can see your face. Nobody is sending Loom videos on the internet right now. Not many people, but I think some visionaries are here from Loom videos I have sent out. Works really well. So I'm glad that Brigitte mentioned that because I will add to this Loom videos. Awesome. All right, we will continue on. All right, we are not today, just because of time, going to spend too much on the third slide here. All right, I did fill in opportunity-wise, which we've covered a little bit here today. Mini workshops, you're going to get outsized returns from. What we will be talking about in just a moment is how you're going to get outsized returns from Reels. We're going to be diving into a full case study. More Reels for the visionaries. I am going to clap my hands and I might put on the Santa hat behind me in a second so that you never forget this. Right now, moving into 2025, Reels. It's going to require you the least amount of effort and get you the biggest results. That is Facebook, aka Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. They are really battling TikTok algorithm wise. TikTok has become massive because of their short form video content, because none of us have an attention span anymore. All right. And so, as the result, you doing Reels, Facebook and Instagram, they are rewarding you for doing Reels. You're going to reach more people with Reels. All right. So when we were all joking around yesterday, having fun, but yesterday we came up with a catchphrase inside the Visionary program, which was, when in doubt, record a reel. When in doubt, record a reel. I don't know what to do right now. Record a reel. Next time you catch yourself on the news feed as a consumer, remember it's better to be a producer. Stop scrolling, record a reel. That is going to do you much, much better. So we're not going to go through a ton of this, but I did want to record these opportunities, workshops. You will also be looking at AI to really help you speed up content production, but I would also add in there reels right now are very big. All right, now the only thing that differentiates you from somebody in your space that is producing this a similar volume of content, all right, a competitor, they're in the same niche as you, posting as frequently as you. The only thing that differentiates your growth from theirs in terms of followers and clients is primarily going to be your message and your offer. If your marketing is the same, if you have the same amount of advertisements out there, the reason that they would have a more of a market share, more clients, is because they have a stronger or more clear message, or they have a stronger, more clear, more precise, more desirable offer. That's great news. That's not a complicated formula. It's, I need to get better at my messaging. I need to create a stronger offer. All right, so let's look at the weekly planner here. And we're gonna dive into this on the whiteboard here. I want to pause for a moment because I know we're moving quickly. It's a lot of information. Any questions? How are we all feeling so far? Doing good. All the thumbs up. If anybody has a thumbs down, that's all right as well. We can always slow down. Let me know what questions you have. There will be plenty of Q&A as well. And I imagine today and we could run over. I have extra time as well, just so everybody knows. I'll be hanging around, answer questions folks might have. All right, so here's what we're looking at. This is going to be in your Canva cheat sheet. I want to break down essentially what I encourage everybody to do in terms of a weekly marketing schedule and why I really like to do it this way. Mondays, all right, one of the best things that you can do on a Monday to start the week is to create a piece of value for your audience. That one is massive. I would love for all the visionaries here to wake up every single Monday, right? And you're not asking yourself, how do I get more clients? How do I make more money? How do I do nothing? Instead, you ask yourself, we're going to switch to an abundant mindset. You wake up on Monday and you say, how can I create as much value for my audience as possible? If you start the work week like that, watch energetically and enthusiastically and confidence wise and everything else how the rest of your week unfolds, because you started Monday saying, I have enough. I am going to create more value for the marketplace. And now you have a valuable asset to create leads and conversations from which for the rest of the week. Every Monday, I don't have to freak out over the weekend going, oh my gosh, it's about to be a new scary Monday and I need to figure out my next work week. I don't have to worry because every single Monday I wake up and I go, okay, what is the coolest, best piece of free value I can create? Start the work week. And guess what? I do not check my email. I do not scroll the news feed. I do not respond to notifications. Nothing is allowed to happen on a Monday until you have created a free piece of value. It's a simple concept, but if you actually implement that, watch what happens as the result. Nobody really does that. Everybody's trying to sell really hard on a Monday. You will get outsized returns. And I'm really into this outsized returns thing, right? Smarter, not harder. How can we work a little bit more efficiently with more leverage? Everybody's trying to sell, make an offer, make a pitch, get new clients on Monday. And if in the news feed you're saying, I have this cool free thing I spent time, energy, effort, experience to create for you, you're going to get more of a response for the amount of effort that you put in. Does that make sense for everybody? So that's, oh, and I think I saw a hand up. Yeah, let's hop on over to Miss Ilsa.
Real quick, do you just put that piece of value out? Or are you doing something similar like that you just mentioned? Hey, over the weekend, I created this great XYZ that lets you know this. Let me know if you want it. Are you trying to get hand raised or are you just posting something?
Great question. On Monday, I'm producing it. So it's every weekend's a little bit different. So I don't always have time to like record something over the weekend. And so when in doubt, like Monday, I'm going to sit down first thing of the day and spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes recording a video.
But the way you post it, you just post a video then, or do you ask people to raise their hands for it?
Great question. I still post it on, these are great questions. I still post it on Monday as much as I can. It normally might go to YouTube, and that's what I would recommend to everybody. is that this piece of value on Monday, I would recommend it be a video because that's all the algorithms are trending towards video. All right. And again, with the way AI is going, it's harder for AI to emulate humans on video, although it's getting very creepily close. Um, this is going to do more for you is like you spend 5 or 7 minutes, you record a Facebook Live, but nonetheless, you would upload the recording again to YouTube. So it's always there. But Mondays, I always look at producing it as much as possible. And Tuesday, this L on Tuesday stands for the leads. So this is where we say, comment down below if you would like my newest training. Now, sometimes, Ilsa, on Monday, I will record the video, and I'm so excited to get it out that immediately afterwards, I will then post, hey, I just recorded a video before lunch around this thing. Would you like a copy of it? So what I will share with everybody here is this formula that we're looking at, and we're going to go through each of these. V stands for value. L stands for leads. We need to create leads from the value. O stands for offer, and S stands for story. So we'll go through each of those. We'll look at live examples for each as well. What I will share with everybody is that these are just my 4 favorite, most common pieces of content, and they normally unfold like this in the week. Value, I have this new video for you. It's a 5-minute video. Leads, who would like a copy of my new 5-minute video? Offer would come afterwards. Why is an offer going to do better on a Wednesday or Thursday? Because if you started the week the correct way by adding value, people are going to be more receptive to your offer coming afterwards. Towards the end of the week, I aim for a story. And we'll talk about powerful stories, what they should be about and what they can be about. Stories are normally going to handle objections, though. That's what a great story does. Great questions there, Ilsa. Is that helpful a little bit?
Yeah, I do my training on Thursday, and what I'm hearing you say is that I shifted and did it on Monday, then I can almost utilize that training all week to either even create a post based on that training and get leads, and just I never do the, hey, I created this video, did you miss it? You want the direct link or anything like that. But in that, I'm not training my people to raise their hands and to maybe create some response.
Correct. And to be honest, here's my experience in our visionary programs and so forth in terms of personality base and clientele is that I feel like we do an amazing job. We attract extremely, incredibly talented, experienced experts in your craft. I think so. I'm going to say this. I think the majority of you here probably create a ton of value for your audience. The opportunity is the distribution of the value. All right. Because guess what? If you're the world's best, but nobody knows it, it's like you don't exist. That's where there's the missing element of where the clients come in. So for the most part, I think that it might be why so many of us are attracted to this space is that we have a lot of experience, we have a lot of passion, we care about people, those things. Marketing, advertising, promoting is a different skill set. And so it's the promotion piece that is, I think a lot of us need to capitalize on more based exactly on what Ilsa said there. Ilsa, I've worked with before. I know how much of a genius she is, as well as the incredible results her clients get working with her. But I would 100% agree. Ilsa needs to be louder about the promotion of her awesomeness. That's an opportunity for the majority of you here. So I 100% agree. Now, here's what's really cool that I do want to share with everybody. This here, in terms of the formula, we're going to go through all of this, and in the cheat sheet, absolutely write this down, right? Monday stands for value. We're creating a valuable video or asset or cheat sheet on a Monday. Tuesday, we are generating leads. We'll look at an example of that. This is the distribution piece. This is what most of us miss. Wednesday, we're going to create an offer. Here's how you can work with me. I just gave you something for free and that was valuable. If you liked it, you'll probably like working together and doing more cool stuff. That's your offer. S is going to be the story. Here's how we connect. If you're on the fence about this offer, have a peek at a story, get to know me more and get to understand why your limiting belief might not be serving you. This is if you would like to post once per day. However, this formula is a rinse and repeat. So if you're like, Dino, I really want to finish the year strong, I really want to start the year on fire, you can post twice per day. What would that look like? That would look like Monday, in the morning time, you record the video, and then the afternoon time, you generate the leads. Come Tuesday, you're making an offer, and then you're telling a story. You can stack all of this into a day-by-day basis, but it is, right, the combination that is going to produce the most conversions. Because again, we started today's workshop out by going through this exercise. What do you look for in a friendship, in a relationship? What we're all looking for is somebody who has all of the things, not just one. They're not just a good cook. They're not just friendly. They're not just funny. They're funny, friendly, good cook, this, good communicator. We always look for the whole package. And so the cadence of which we give our audience multiple different pieces of content to connect with us is similar to you doing a good job developing a new relationship with somebody by showing different sides of your character. Does that make sense there a little bit so far? Awesome, awesome. I see Sammy has a hand up. Good to see you here. It's been forever.
Yeah, man, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, does it sound like I'm yelling at you?
Nope, not nearly enough.
Okay.
No.
Okay, cool. So can we play catch up for a second?
Please do. Absolutely.
Awesome. It's good to see you, man. So the last few months I've decided to give another crack at doing this digital marketing thing. And I just started using Chat GPT in October and have been blown away by it. So I've been using it to help guide me a little bit here and there. And so right now, I am focused on, I started a school membership, Alex Hormozzi's, right? So I joined up on there and I'm going to start this membership, this free membership for these local tourism-based business owners that are within my community. I'd like to help them. So I'm going to start this membership as a lead magnet. I'm right now developing content so that when they come, there's something there it's automated and ready to go. When they walk through the door, there's a series of helpful videos for them and use that as a lead magnet to get them warmed up. And I have a very practical question, Dino, because as kind of some things I've been through, I really disliked back in the day MailChimp. And so I want to know, is there a good email marketing platform that's integrated as a CRM, or should I keep those separate? And what are your suggestions there? Because I really don't like MailChimp. I don't know why. I haven't seen it for a while, so maybe it's better now.
Great question. Couple things. First off, one of the reasons that the school platform is unique, is neat, is it acts essentially like a CRM for you in an email marketing platform for you. not with as much control as a MailChimp, but you can send emails to your members from it. So it is very close to an all-in-one solution. I like it so much. We moved our client community over there because everything's just more organized. There's no advertisements. There's no memes distracting us on the news feed. We can be focused on just the business. I really like it as a client community. In terms of a email marketing CRM platform, this is for everybody. If you consider yourself to not be a techie, all right, what some clients have really liked is system.io. Let me make sure that
system.io.
There we go. Yep. System.io. It's free until you have, I'm pretty sure it's free until you have a certain number of thousands of subscribers. So it's affordable, and it's probably the closest competitor in terms of features to Go High Level.
Okay.
I love Go High Level, except it massive learning curve and extremely techy and challenging to learn. So it will give you more opportunity if you're willing to spend all the hours and weeks learning it. So for that reason, but we've had some clients. Yeah, we've had some clients try Go High Level and try System, and they're like, oh, I can actually send emails with System.io and make it work. And so I would probably start on System unless you really want to go down the rabbit hole.
Thank you. I have enough rabbit holes going right now. I don't need another one. I appreciate you, Dino.
Unless it was like you really enjoyed doing funnels and techie stuff, I think Go High Level is they're phenomenal, and I love them, but I also love tech. Like
I plan on looking into both. I wrote both of them down, so I plan on, and I also, now I know you're on school, I'll go find you there too.
Yeah, hop on over into school. It's fun to peek around. I'll throw this link in the chat box for everybody in case you guys aren't over here yet. We have a client community on school. We have a free one. This is the free one. In case you're wondering what it looks like, what the feel and vibe of it is, but
Thank you.
Makes it super easy for everyone. I've noticed as the running the program, it's smoother I think for everyone. And I've also liked call attendance is up. All right, for anybody who runs a group program, your call attendance will go up because it's 1,000 times easier to get reminders for calls and to see where the link is for the call. Client productivity is up as well because, again, if you host the client community on Facebook, it's pretty easy to get distracted with all the other notifications. So.
Sure, yeah. All right, Dino, I'm going to mute my mic, and I have to go to the warehouse for work in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to mute this thing and get myself together. It was good to see you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful
good
afternoon.
Catching up, my friend. I'll send you a DM later. Awesome seeing you.
Awesome.
Glad you're well.
Good deal.
Oh, we will continue onward here. All right, so I'm going to run through this again, high level. All right, we're going to go through some sample pieces of content. Then we are going to dive into the opportunity around Reels and where I think the majority of you have where your next client is going to come from as well. But here's what we're doing, right? So in your cheat sheet, you should see on this slide, VLOS. All right, Mondays under V, right? You just want to write down create value. V stands for value. Now, here's what's fascinating. Value has nothing to do with the magnitude of resource. Dino, what does that mean? You sound like a physicist or something weird. Magnitude of resource. What does that actually mean? Value can be a 3-minute video. It could take you all of 3 minutes to produce. Value can also be a 20 or 30-minute video that takes you much longer to produce. It's a very interesting psychology. There's been a lot of studies done around this. When, in regards to the law of reciprocity, give and take, they do not need to be proportionate. What does that mean? That means if you and your family are moving next weekend, you can invite your friend out to McDonald's today and spend $10 on them. And then turn around the next weekend and say, can you help me move Saturday and Sunday carrying heavy furniture? And they will feel required to do so because you took them to McDonald's a week earlier. That's not really an equal trade. A weekend of moving and work because they bought you McDonald's before. That one is fascinating. All right. But we just go, they helped me in one area. I should help them back. Law of reciprocity, right? What we are seeing and what I'm seeing is that it is better for you to produce on Monday consistently 5-minute trainings, 7 minutes. It does not have to be 30 minutes. Every now and then, when you're on a roll and you have a really big topic to cover, 30 minutes. Absolutely. But try not to get too overwhelmed thinking, oh my gosh, I have to create this movie Hollywood quality production. It could just be a 5-minute video where you're giving some value, very short. And people with their schedules today, they go, that was perfect. That fits into my schedule. I liked it, meant something to me, and that makes a big difference. So that's interesting. That's really fascinating. That is cool. My favorite podcast, one of my favorite ones is called Daily Mind Medicine, and each episode is about 60 seconds. It is like your daily motivational, positive piece of advice to start the day, but it's 60 seconds. And I love it because I can listen to it very quickly, very easily while making coffee. All right. So Mondays are for value. Doesn't have to take you a ton of time to do, but we are starting the week out by creating value in the marketplace. Tuesdays, we're doing a lead generation post. Let's look at some examples here. Hop on over to my profile, but a lead generation post is where we ask our audience to comment if they would like that valuable video we created on Monday. All right, so I just put together a free training on how to lose weight, on how to regulate your nervous system, on how to use Chat GPT, on how to run a workshop. I just put together a free training on how to have great conversations with your significant other. You're a relationship coach. If you are Brigitte, I just put together a free training on how to use AI to produce your podcast. Do you want a copy of the training? Do you want to allow your audience the opportunity to get involved, to have a conversation with you? These lead generation posts, I think the majority of the visionaries here are missing or could do more of. Do you want a copy? Now, it's really important that you actually ask the question, do you want a copy? Otherwise, you have no idea who is a prospect in your audience. Who here is a creeper buyer? You normally don't comment, like, or engage at all, but out of nowhere, you just jump out of a bush and you're like, I'm buying your program. I've been following you for 4 years. I'm one of them myself. All right. So I get it. The lead generation post, I see the comment section going nuts. Everybody here, apparently. The lead generation post it gives you an idea of actually who's on the radar. It also gives you an opportunity to develop a meaningful private conversation with the prospect. If I say, hey, I created a video yesterday to help you plan your 2025 marketing, would you like that free training? As soon as you say yes, you and I get to engage in a meaningful, genuine conversation. I can give you the link to the YouTube video. I can say, hey, I also recorded a podcast episode. Do you want to hear that? Oh, by the way, I'm running a workshop tomorrow. Would you like to attend? There's a lot of different directions a conversation can go. Too many of us have had bad experiences in the DMs. Here's my personal belief. Bad conversations in the DMs stem from the fact there is no purpose for the conversation to have existed to begin with. All right. And as soon as you create value in the marketplace and say, would you like a copy of it? Now we can actually, there's direction for the conversation to be genuine. We can talk about the free training. Did you have any questions about it? Would you like another free training? Would you like to come to the workshop? Do you need help right away? Or are you just hanging out? So many conversations that can be had, but it stems from the fact that value was created first. If there's no value created first, then yes, the DMs can get very awkward right away because everybody's just selling each other. Any questions around that piece on Tuesday, generating leads? We're asking people to comment. Comment below if you would like the training. By the way, I'm intentionally working to grow my Instagram for the first time ever. And it's fascinating to me because I don't have many followers over there. But the process is the same. I'm still producing a valuable video for Instagram. And then the next day I'm saying, would you like a copy of my video? Right now, I have so few followers. Nobody is saying I would like a copy of it. All right. And so now on Facebook, I can say, would you like a copy of it? And sometimes there's 100 people saying, yes, I would like that. But Instagram, right, until now, I've been ignoring it. So I share that with everybody because some of you might be like, Dino, I don't get many comments when I ask my audience if they would like a copy of it. That will change. You have to be consistent with it first. Kate says, seems like an algorithm change. And yes, we will be talking about some interesting things algorithm-wise in a moment, but I see Brigitte has a hand up.
I was wondering also with the leads, right now you're talking about asking them to comment to send the link. How do you feel about when they comment, you send them to an opt-in page? Maybe not for the video on YouTube, but for something else.
Great question. And I always tend to have the same response, which if you have an opt-in page set up, that's phenomenal. That totally works. I've been on the other end of that and I've opted in to get the free resource after commenting on somebody else's post. So that works. Simultaneously, what I will say to everyone else is if you were already overwhelmed by the idea of creating a funnel to put in front of this, just record the video, give a direct link to your YouTube video. If you know how to create an opt-in page, that 100% works. And that's a great approach because then you're grabbing of course, an email lead. Great question. So in other words, right, when in doubt, do not overcomplicate. All right, for some of you here, tech is not your area. Please do not spend the next 6 months trying to figure out how to build a funnel before you create a valuable video on Monday and you have conversations with people that want it. All right, path of least resistance always. I'm such a big believer in that. That's a quote from Einstein. He said, any moron can make anything difficult. Takes a genius to keep it simple. All right, so just because it's simple does not mean it doesn't work. Most people, that's what our brain does, likes to overcomplicate the thing. Great idea there, Brigitte. But yeah, if you're not good with tech, keep it super simple. Monday, we're creating a piece of value. Tuesday, we're saying who would like a copy of this value. We're generating leads, conversations. People are commenting on our post now. We have things to talk with them about. Wednesday, right, is we are creating an offer. This is where you're a little bit more direct. Hey, I have space for one new client this week, or I just opened up my program. I have this new group. community that I'm launching. Here are the details. Here are the benefits. Here's how to get involved. Wednesday, we're being a little bit more directly promotional. And we are coming out with our offer. Here's how I can help you if you want to work together and get started. This is going to it's going to do better for you because it's following and it's stemming from you having created value earlier in the week. So it is going to be better received after you have developed or produced some valuable content for your audience. I'm going to hop on over here for a moment. I do want to share, because we were talking about this a little bit, and then we will absolutely hop on over to Naya. But again, I do see Chat GPT AI not going anywhere, becoming smarter. We've gotten very good at prompting AI now to sound like you. All right, if you're not super up to par with AI, you can give AI 10 social media posts that you've done. You can say, hey, these are my 10 best pieces of content I've ever created. Remember my tonality, my humor, my voice, my sincerity, my metaphors, how I write, paragraph style. You can give that to the AI. It will learn your voice and it will begin to produce content that otherwise most people would not be able to tell it's not you. So I want to make sure everybody understands that. I know the biggest objection was it sounds like AI. That's just people who don't know how to use it quite yet. So we're getting into this because the more and more I study this, the more we can make it sound human, and not just human, but custom to you based on your niche, your expertise, so forth. So I do want to share with everybody, right, an example of a particular prompt. All right. This one I call the comparable movie prompt. All right. Because every Wednesday or Thursday, but normally Wednesday, you want to make an offer. The more entertaining and desirable you make your offer sound, the more it will convert for you. I want to give you guys an example. I went over to Chat GPT. I will zoom in so we can all see this. And I said, I'm a fitness coach for men over 40 who have struggled to lose weight, cutting calories, going to the gym, or using prescription medicines. I help clients to lose weight using keto. Please write 3 social media posts where you compare losing weight with keto to a relevant movie that men over 40 would have liked and seen. Please make the content at least 500 words and include a bit of humor. Add a call to action that includes the words, DM me details to hear about current special offers. Remember, I am a weight loss coach in this example for men over the age of 40. Here's the first post it wrote. Remember Rocky Balboa's epic training montage in movie Rocky? He's punching slabs of meat, running upstairs, and proving he can overcome any obstacle, losing weight with traditional diets, cutting calories, slogging through the gym, and feeling like a hungry punching bag. Feels like going 15 rounds with Apollo Creed. It's exhausting, frustrating, and barely scraping by. Now imagine this. What if Rocky had a strategy that played to his strengths? A strategy where he's not just fighting to survive, but dominating the match. That's what keto is for weight loss. Instead of running on fumes with low calorie diets, turns your body into a fat burning machine. It's like you're stepping into the ring with Drago, Rocky 4, but instead of a grueling fight, you've got secret turbo punches, hello, ketosis, that keep you energized, clear-headed, and seeing results faster than you ever thought possible. All right, now I'm not going to read the rest of this particular post, but this was one post it wrote given my audience are men over the age of 40 looking to lose weight, and my methodology is keto. They also did an Indiana Jones one, which was hilarious, and a gladiator movement. And I can say, because I'm just about of the age 40, that those movie choices are pretty spot on. I think a lot of men would be entertained and would remember this as an offer type post. All right. And so I share that because when we look at 2025 in terms of our day-to-day marketing, it is your Monday. This is why it also should be on a Monday. Your Monday is the busiest day because you have to record the video. That's the toughest thing. You get to get it out of the way and done with on a Monday. The rest of the week, using AI, if you so choose, is going downhill. It's a little bit easier to do. It's less writing, less content. You don't need to be dressed up or on video. You're going to energetically have the most motivation, most energy. You're recharged hopefully from the weekend on Monday. And so Monday, let's do the thing that has to be done. And the week gets easier. All right. And on Thursdays, if you're wondering what that S stands for, Thursdays are for a story, right? And this is how you connect with your audience. What are we doing? We're building relationships with our audience, and we want all these different attributes from the person that we're going to be friends with, or the person that we're going to date, or the person we're going to marry. We want them to be the full package. It has to be this story piece in here for your audience to connect with you a little bit more. These are the stories you would tell when you are getting to know your neighbor, getting to know a new friend, getting to date somebody. We tend to have stories, and then we tend to decide if we're a good fit for each other in some way, shape, or form. If you're wondering what types of stories, all right, your stories should be about when you were in the position of your perfect fit client. Dino, what type of stories do I tell? You tell the story of what it was like going through and experiencing exactly what your client is going through right now. That will build instant connection. So what are their self-doubts? What are their desires? What are their thoughts? What are they experiencing? What things aren't working for them? What are they trying? What are they confused about? All of those stories. By the way, Chat GPT can write you phenomenal stories as well. You give it your brand voice and you tell it the story you want it to write. It is unbelievable. I am going to pause for a second and we'll look at this visually before we move on to, I want to talk about Reels and the algorithm and some other things. Any questions thus far? I'll check the comments as well. Danny, you crack me up. Alicia says, if stacking V and L on Monday, I like this, and O and S on Tuesday, how should the remaining days look? Phenomenal question, Alicia. Yes. So let's look at this. Let's pretend you want to speed things up. This is under the assumption that you want to do one piece of content per day. And by the way, this will still be a much more productive output than the majority of the internet if you just do this one piece per day. But if you're like, Dino, I can get a video done in 10 minutes and I have another 5 hours to the day. What do I do next? You can condense all this into a single day. So Alicia asked, if on Monday I do my value video and my lead gen post, what do I do on Tuesday? You would do your offer and your story. What would you then do on Wednesday? You restart the cycle. It's always 1, 2, 3, 4, and back around again. This is very fascinating. I have a friend. She is phenomenal at social media marketing. I don't know how she does it, but she produces between 6 and 8 pieces of content per day. She, guess what? She makes 2 to 3 offers to work with her per day. And it works because guess what? The rotation is still the same. There's still every single day she also is producing about 4 pieces of valuable content. So every single day she's able to make an offer. It's not a value discrepancy, right? That's what we're looking at here is for every 2 times that you give, you have essentially acquired the ability to ask. Here's 2 cookies for you. Now I'm going to ask for payment. 1, 2, ask. 1, 2, ask. You can do that every single day if you want to ask every single day, and you are increasing your velocity. And so you will land more clients as the result. So if you want to post more, you can. Just make sure you aim to keep the give to take mutual, right? That's how relationships flourish. It is a give and take. We don't want it to be lopsided. Miss Ilsa, I see a hand up.
I had a question, I forgot it because I ended up with another question. So the second question that I had that wiped the first one is I tend to write a post and then almost on every post, I have a call to action at the end. Like I'll put 3 little emojis and then I'll do some kind of offer. Do you recommend, is it better to just have just clean posts with no call to action, like just plain value and then make an offer every so often? Or I guess I'm wondering if the fact that I have a call to action at the end of every post, does that remove from the give that I just gave?
Great question. I would experiment with that. And what I can say is it will make a difference. But what you want to look at is how much of a difference does it make for you?
Okay.
All right. Because by my response to that is 2 different people are going to see 2 different results from that based on their audience size and how much authority they have in relation to their audience. All right. And so it's not going to be a one size fits all. But what I will say is this rhetorically, if I think everybody has that one individual in their life, friend, acquaintance, neighbor, who every interaction they always have at least one ask. It's never just a pure give. And there's something very wholesome about the pure give without there always being some type of ask. And that's at least my personal experience with others. And so I would play with it a little bit and see, because everybody's algorithm is different as well. And for you, you might be excelling with always having a call to action there because of your visibility. So that's why I say I wish I could just say it was black and white.
Yeah, I think I'm going to experiment with it. The truth is, if it was working amazingly, I wouldn't be asking the question, right? And so yeah, I think I'm gonna play with it. The other question I had really briefly, in our story days, can we use client stories, or does that sound like client transformation, or my client was experiencing this, then we did this? Or is it really just about personal stories and connection? Or is it also an authority building post?
Great question. Great question. Client stories are going to always be phenomenal, as are personal stories. So mixing and matching there is definitely ideal. People are going to want to hear about your client experiences with you, and then also, but your experiences as well.
Mhm.
Those stories for everybody here, if you want to upgrade those stories as well, share what your beliefs are based on personal experiences. That is extremely powerful. What do you believe in? There's no faster way for 2 humans to connect energetically, emotionally, than when they hear what each other's beliefs are and they happen to have similar beliefs. And the easiest example I can give is and I always give this one, so you might have heard it, but the easiest example I can give of 2 strangers immediately connecting over beliefs are 2 dudes at a football game who have never met, but they root for the same team and they happen to be sitting next to each other. and it's instant high fives and maybe even hugs and maybe even buying each other beers. And now we're hanging out on the weekends. It happens instantly. And the belief shared was our football team's the best. And so beliefs connect people very quickly. It's also probably the most challenging piece of content to share because beliefs separate people equally as quickly. But it is a powerful way to attract in your tribe, knowing that it will repel those who are not the right fit, which is a good thing. That's what great marketing really is, polarity. Yes, stories, client stories, personal stories, because ultimately we want to know, who is Ilsa? What does she believe in? What are her experiences? Are we going to get along? What is it like to work with her before I work with her, so I just feel confident in this decision? All of those things. So yeah, and by the way, I happen to catch some. I'm not always a fan, hit or miss for me, but I caught some Gary Vaynerchuk because he makes some great industry predictions, and he did so recently. But that was one thing that he was sharing, is that he can't put a number to how much business he has done in the city of New York because he's there, but in particular, he's really loud about being a New York Jets fan. And normally people are a Giants fan. And so anybody that happens to be a Jets fan loves him because there's a small group for that underdog team. And that's an example of, again, people do business with people. We want to make sure you're competent enough, experienced enough, have worked with others that are similar to us. Then we also, if we're going to work with somebody, we want to have fun with that person that we're going to be working with and know that it's a match. All right, so that's what we're doing Monday through Friday. Now, I loved that question from Alicia, which was, what happens if we stack more of this the same day? You absolutely can. Yesterday, I was on fire. I posted 4 or 5 times same day. I basically went through this whole thing in the same day. And so it's just restarting the actual cycle. And Danny says you can do both shorts and longer. Yes, you can. This right here is what we're going to look at in terms of an algorithm opportunity. And then we'll look at as well, we just looked at what to do on a weekly basis, but I do want to then talk about what to consider on a monthly basis as well. But this is a lot of scribbles. And so let me break this down for everybody in terms of opportunities that I don't think a lot of people are talking about that I'm noticing. All right, the first thing we're talking about is the difference between a reel, a live, and a story. RLS, reel, live, story. Those are 3 different placements on either Facebook or Instagram. Does anybody want to share and take a guess and get some engagement bonus points for sharing what they believe to be the biggest difference between a reel, live, and a story?
I'll take a stab at it. A reel is going to be short form video for Instagram or Facebook, and it can share both directions. And I want to say up to 90 seconds. A live can be longer, whatever, and you're going to record it live as opposed to doing it ahead of time. And a story is, I think it's only in your feed for 24 hours. And it's going to hit your hottest, like the people that are following you the most are going to see the story.
Naps for Kate. Just crushed that one. That was exactly it. Really well done. That's exactly right. I want everybody to remember a reel. Think of reel in terms of reach. You are going to reach more people with a reel. Right now, across all platforms, these reels can be 90 seconds or shorter. Make sure you upload your reels to your YouTube channel. Our reels on our YouTube channel have now driven hundreds of hours of watch time. They're 90-second clips, but that's how many times people have watched them. They were uploaded weeks, months, a year in the past. So they do not float off the newsfeed. This is why we love YouTube. You want to grow your audience. You want the potential to go viral. Reels. The other thing that's happening right now that I'm noticing in the newsfeed, Facebook or Instagram, your reel is not only going to reach strangers, it's going to reach more of your actual followers. There's a few of you here. I haven't seen a piece of content from you in probably 6 months or longer. Recently, one of you here did a reel. It made it to my newsfeed. And I hadn't seen anything from you in a long time. Again, Facebook, Meta, I should say, but which is Facebook and Instagram, they have to combat TikTok's short form video algorithm. The way they're encouraging people to spend more time on Facebook and IG is they're saying, hey, take your 90-second, 60-second, what would be a TikTok, and upload it over here instead. All right, so you're going to reach more people with your reels. Lives, massive opportunity for everybody here. Lives are for connection. All right, so when you're like, oh my gosh, I have an extra 10 minutes today. All right, consider recording a reel, or consider doing either a Facebook or an IG live. And when you do a live, ask questions to your audience in the title of your video so that they want to engage in the conversation. This is supposed to be a live is designed to be, as much as possible, a two-way conversation. All right, now this is a really cool one. Are your stories? Kate was 100% correct. Your stories are only going to exist for 24 hours and they will disappear. Simultaneously, your stories are not public. They're only shown to your followers. This is your warmest audience, your followers. Highly encourage all of the visionaries here to make more offers in your stories. So we're doing reels to reach more people, grow our audience. Then we're doing stories to make a pitch and a very gentle invitation to work with us. And we do not have to be super aggressive here. I have space for one new client this week. Here's what the details look like. As long as you're giving value in your reels. So in the reels, I rarely have a call to action. Reels, I just want to reach as many people with as much value as I can give. Because if somebody likes my reels, they will follow me. And when they start following me, they're going to see my stories where I will make my offer and my pitch. I will pause for a second. Any questions between reels, live stories, difference there? The overarching theme, let's create value and get it out there as much as possible. And then we're going to follow up with an offer and a pitch. It's always just a jab, hook, kind of 1-2 approach. Create value. I'm going to go ahead and enact law of reciprocity. I'm going to make an offer that says, do you want help implementing the thing we just talked about? We are good. We are good. All right, so let's go ahead and then look at monthly plan. All right, so again, there's no right or wrong for any of you in terms of how you finish the year. You can finish it casually, working part-time, working overtime, whatever your energy, your vibe is in terms of how you want to finish the year. Generally speaking, December and January tend to be very big months in the coaching, consulting, online space. One, because of the holidays to finish the year. Two, because of the new year. people being very excited about new results, whether in health, wealth, and or relationships. What we will continue to do on a monthly-ish basis is I highly encourage everybody to try or to run a workshop. They do not have to be big workshops. I know you all who have been in our world for a while know that I love workshops, and here we are on a workshop. It does not have to be a production unless you want it to. But it will allow you to create a theme for every single month. If Kate decides to do a cool retirement workshop or the unretirement workshop the third week of January, she just gave herself a really cool theme for content through January leading up to the workshop. If we go look at my content recently here, we're on this workshop that is about creating your marketing plan. And this reel is about creating content as part of a marketing plan. Then I even posted it as a direct comment. So it's a comment, and then I created a reel from it. Essentially the same content. Then this was an invite, last minute invite to the workshop. If we were to scroll down, this is about the algorithm, which we have been talking about here on the workshop in terms of what's working 2025 wise. This was a story. All right, we talked about stories. So I was talking about this thing I remembered from 2 years ago. There was my story post. Here was a value post that was talking about what's working in the algorithm, because that's part of the theme of this workshop. What is working and working towards the end of this year into 2025. I'm seeing right now that reels and stories are working very nicely. Here's the valuable video. Comment down below, generating the leads, right? That's the lead post. And so if we looked at this, this was also about, hey, this is what's working right now, algorithm wise. What to post Monday through Friday. Here is one of the original invites to this workshop. So most of the content over the last maybe 2 weeks for me, it falls into a theme, right? My December content up to now has had a theme, which is let's plan your 2025 marketing strategy. What's really awesome is each month you can create your own theme. January, you can decide I'm hosting a workshop around this topic. Now all of your content should be themed to that. And every single time you decide to host a different workshop, you're creating a different theme leading into the invitation to your workshop. That's a ton of fun. That is a ton of fun to do it like that, because it will make creating content a million times easier for you. I did not have to go, what do I talk about today? I go, I need to be talking about something around the theme of preparing your 2025 marketing strategy. So whether it was a reel, whether it was a story I told, or an offer, or an invite to the workshop, it was all related to that actual theme there. Any questions around what we have so far? Information overload, how are we doing? Right amount, couple ideas, a little bit of motivation. Great having you here, Brigitte. Awesome. We will continue on. We still have a bunch of prizes and some other things I want to cover, and then plenty of Q&A. I do want to talk about this for anybody that has trouble posting for fear of what friends might think, family members might think, all of the above. I've been studying more and more of this. Where does confidence come from? Where does motivation come from? Where does momentum come from? Normally, the feedback loop is that you do the thing and the confidence comes from having done the thing. And so it is the scary first step into quote unquote the territory, the place you've never been before. And then it becomes easier and it creates this actual like feedback loop for you. But couple other trends that we're going to talk about. I'm also going to talk about Visionary Rising. I have a special offer for anybody who is interested or would like more hands-on help to essentially implement Monday through Thursday's posting strategy. And we're going to be talking about Chat GPT prompts, how to easily create offer posts, how we do this together as a group every single week and every single month. And again, we have a special holiday offer. So we will be going into that, but I want to discuss this first, and we will absolutely have time for Q&A, and then again, also prizes as well. So one more algorithm thing I want to chat about before we dive into other stuff is what I am referring to as the 68 posting theory. This one is fairly interesting, and let me make sure I have this in here. Do I not have it in here? I thought I did. Okay, I can explain it otherwise. 68 posting theory is simply this. What I have noticed is that when I post content between 6 and 8, it tends to perform the best. That is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That window is always what's working best. So again, in terms of we look at that Monday through Thursday content approach and strategy, I wake up and I'm trying to get a piece of content out there between 6 and 8 a.m. The reason is that twofold. One, you're giving yourself a ton of space to follow up with anybody who's interested. All right, maybe Carmela does her offer post or her story post, and it goes live at 6 or 7 or 8 a.m. Somebody loves it. And they message her and they go, I needed to hear that. That was exactly what I needed to hear. Tell me more about your stuff. How do we work together? She has the entire day in front of her still. So if that individual goes, yeah, do you happen to be free this afternoon? We can hop on a call. There's space to do that because again, there's something to be said about momentum, right? Like creating a tidal wave of energy. And so if your content is going out in the morning and somebody likes it, you could technically still hop on a call with them that same day when they're in the mood, when things are firing, everything else. And if it's not a right fit to hop on a call together immediately, then you still have the next day and so forth. But it allows for those opportunities. The other thing as well is people tend to have more energy, not all of us, but many folks in the morning with the coffee before we're tired, before we've had lunch and we're fatigued and just a lot of other things. So I tend to see more engagement normally in the mornings or otherwise essentially right before folks are winding down for bed, which is the evening time. I'm curious who here, because this is part of my routine, who here sits on the couch after the workday and then opens up Instagram to scroll a little bit? Anybody have? Yeah, that's 6 to 8 right after dinner. Let's get a quick little scroll in, see what we missed news, entertainment wise, algorithm wise, friends and family wise. Your content tends to do well between 6 and 8. So we call it the 68 posting theory for everybody. Those ones. And then here is one day of the week we haven't spoken about yet. That is an opportunity for everyone. Sunday early evenings. It's a similar concept. I think everybody's unwinding from the weekend. And so you're back at home after maybe running around town or whatnot with the family, and you're unwinding on the couch and there's Netflix on in the background, but people tend to scroll more Sunday evenings. you will notice your content doing it especially well. All right, now time-wise, I have to cruise through this. I am really excited about this. I'm going to introduce you guys all very quickly to special end of the year Visionary Rising offer that we have if you guys want more help implementing exactly what we did here today. All right, the concept and premise here is this. Every single day, we help you create your piece of content for the day. All right. In other words, the framework, the post, the template, the example for your lead generation post, for the value video you should create, for the story you should talk about, for the offer you should make. All right. There's examples. And we also give you Chat GPT post prompts that are pretty phenomenal. And that's what we're doing. We're doing that Monday through Thursday. Nothing overly fancy and complicated about it, just proven to work. If you have 20 to 25 minutes a day to implement, all right, you're going to love this offer. If you don't have 20 minutes per day, it's probably not an offer for you. All right, there has to be that production piece. All right, but I do want to share this with everybody. We've seen phenomenal results from clients in terms of the Chat GPT prompts or otherwise the daily marketing activity, helping them to get results. All right, the goal is keeping everything as streamlined and as simple as possible. All right, and so here's what we have. We have this great, exciting new membership called Visionary Rising. And we've only had the doors open for 3 or 4 months now. And again, everything that we are focused on is really step by step case studies, examples, visuals, do it with me live on the spot. We're getting into a lot of cool Chat GPT prompts. So when we look at our community, I'll take you guys behind the scenes here. But when we look at our community here, every single day, I am going to give you your daily prompt. So like this one was from a day ago, Chat GPT post prompt, how to overcome an objection. And it's right here in the Google Doc. All right, so what you do is you click on the Google Doc. It's right here. You copy the beige. All right, you're going to fill in what's in the bold. This is going to customize it to your niche, to your results, to your benefits. All right, and so this is going to customize the prompt. You copy the beige, and then all you do is, and this is the fun part, is you paste it into Chat GPT. And it is going to create several iterations of pieces of content for you. And what is being produced right now through this prompt engineering is phenomenal. Personal fun stories, comparisons, how to overcome objections. I'll give you guys another example from recent one, but I asked it to overcome the objection. The objection I gave it was, Dino, I'm too introverted to run a workshop. And so that's a very intelligent type prompt. That was the objection. The prompt, more details. But let's take a peek at what it came up with. And I asked it to write a story. So it said, funny story, last year I accidentally started my camera for a Zoom workshop while still wearing my pajama bottoms. Classic rookie mistake, but here's the thing. No one cared. Why? Because the workshop was fire. People came for the value, not my outfit. Here's what I learned after hosting dozens of these bad boys. You don't need to look like a movie star or have a stadium-sized audience to crush it. What you do need is a clear message, a willingness to show up. Pajamas are optional. The guts to invite a few people who could use your help. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. Let me tell you, there's magic in small, intimate workshops. You can actually talk to people, answer their questions, create real relationships. One of my smallest workshops, 7 people to be exact, led to my biggest payday. If you've been waiting for the right time or more followers, here's your sign to stop waiting and just go for it. Your future clients are out there. They just need you to show up, pajamas or not. This was asking it to give us an offer style post, a creative offer style post, while simultaneously overcoming the objection, I'm a little too introverted to do a workshop. And so this is what we're doing inside of Visionary Rising. I'm going to run everybody through what is inside and how this works. But essentially, what we are running is a 10-week accelerator. I lead one of these workshops every single week, except they are much, much smaller. And so everybody, I get to answer everybody's questions, and we get to do this on the spot together. But every single day, we make it as simple as possible to know exactly what type of piece of content to create to generate more leads, more conversations, and otherwise attract in more clients. And we're going to give you the templates, story frameworks, what to say and do in your reels, what topics you should be covering for YouTube videos. And you'll have access to our community live coaching, our mini workshop program as well. And really, the goal is, I think, too much on the internet right now. Everybody is overcomplicating marketing. I think we can go directly through this Monday through Thursday. This is the piece of content to create. Here's what to post. Here's how we're going to customize it a little bit with AI for you. And we do it in real time. Phenomenal community. We would love to have you guys inside. You have, and we'll get instant access to everything, but we have an entire classroom with campaigns for you, case studies, templates, scripts, all of the cool things to help you run workshops and attract more clients. So if you liked today's training, if you're like, I followed along, I feel like it's simple, I think I can do that. Here is, and then we'll do some Q&A. Here is our amazing Visionary Rising offer 10-week program. We work together. You get the rest of December free. I know it is the holiday season, so the rest of December is free. And then we run to all the way through March 1st. So we can start the year on fire. But all we're after is landing as many new clients for you as possible. I think you guys are going to like this offer a ton. It's what I like to call one client ROI, as in when you land a single client, it pays for itself, or most likely should. But for 10 weeks of coaching, full access to the program, one payment of $297. We have a 3-payment plan of 111 times 3. Thought everyone would like the 111 number, so we went with 111 times 3. And if for some reason you can't do that, there's other options down here as well. If you were looking at like financing through PayPal, it starts as low as $28 a month. But I'm going to put this in the chat box. This will also be available for everyone when the replay is up. But as soon as you join, we get you into our school community. You'll be joining about 65 other visionaries. This is what we do. We have a ton of fun. We look at algorithms. We post together. We take action. We support each other. We make adjustments. We run workshops. We keep it simple. We keep it light. And it works because it's replicatable, not because it's overly complicated. And so if you guys have any questions, absolutely let me know. Link is in the chat box for you all. I am going to do open up some Q&A, and then we have a really awesome drawing to do today as well. But first, wanted to see, how is everybody feeling? Do we think that is a plan that we can implement through the end of the year into next year? We looked at Monday through Thursday. Friday is blank for a reason. I highly encourage everybody here, as much as you possibly can, from a work perspective, if you are working for yourself full time, to keep Fridays empty. That does not mean no work on Fridays. That means If you get invited to do a podcast interview, you have space on Fridays. If you want to run a workshop, you have a space on Friday. If you're behind on doing things, you have time on Friday and it's blocked out. I block my Friday out so that it can't be filled up with miscellaneous, not even a dentist appointment, but it creates a ton of space for you to plan the next week, catch up, book more sales calls, go through your notifications that you missed. A big one nobody talks about otherwise, learn a new skill set with Chat GPT or something else. Huge one is have time to just think. That one is a wild concept for all of us. You will be shocked at how much you can figure out if you were to just give yourself an extra hour to 2 hours a week to think. Right now, there might not be any time to problem solve in your business. So it seems like problem after problem. Brain is ridiculously powerful. Watch what happens when you give it a little bit of space to figure things out, to be creative, to remember a story, to write a piece of content, record a video. Really incredible. And again, I think in today's day and age where it's all about fast, more, we tend to not slow down enough to think and process and learn and all of the above. Fridays, recommend you keep free and you fill it with other strategic work opportunities, or otherwise you just relax a little bit extra. Check out the comments here. Ilsa says, white space is so needed for creativity and clarity. Absolutely. Carmela, I feel like I am not a good storyteller because I am better in teaching mode. Carmela, can I ask you a question? When are you going to change that story about your ability to tell stories? Today, absolutely. Today is the day, December 10th. Carmela becomes a great storyteller. Ironically enough, I follow an individual whose area of expertise is telling great stories. They are an expert in language patterns. I saw one of their reels just last night, and so I'll share with you in case this is helpful. It's around storytelling. Their number one piece of advice to become a better storyteller is they said the reason most people struggle to tell a good story is because they never note down when a good story has happened to them. And they recommended you use your phone, and the next time something crazy happens at the grocery store, something makes you laugh hysterically, you get emotional over something, and it's otherwise a life-changing moment, you write it down first. Once it's written down, then it's much easier to remember, recall, reshare. But they said it was primarily because people just don't record their happenings, in case that is helpful. Miss Ilsa, I see a hand is up.
I had a silly question about that Chat GPT. When you talked about, does Chat GPT just create stories? Like when you mentioned you just started a Zoom video with your PJ bottom, did Chat GPT just make that shit up? Or was that you had to feed that story to it?
Great question. So first thing you want to do is you want to feed it information about you as much as possible. So for that story about the workshop in pajamas, I gave it some background info. I think we can even look at some of what I gave it, but I gave it info, right? I told it I was a marketing coach for this target audience, and I teach them to run workshops. Please write 3 different social media posts. I want to be relatable, use a conversational tone, include humor, anecdotes, descriptions, be casual and friendly, like you're talking to a close friend, use slang emojis, I have a down-to-earth vibe as it's been described. And I need you to overcome this objection of being afraid to be on camera, not having a big audience, and cite logical reasons why none of this should be a concern for running like your first workshop. And it came up with 3 phenomenal little mini stories there. It's getting
And
creepy smart by the day.
it sounds just like you, because I've been reading your stuff since way before Chat GPT was out. And it sounds exactly like you. It would not have come to my mind that this wasn't you writing it. It sounds exactly like you.
I think the toughest part for all of us is doing the introspective, what do I sound like to other people? Because I think we all feel like we have a certain tonality, a certain personality, and then other people maybe describe us differently. But once you get that down in terms of this is how I come across to other people in terms of verbiage and personality and everything else, it can create some phenomenal content. But the easiest thing for everybody to do is, again, grab your best pieces of content and you put it in a Google Doc. You can upload it to Chat GPT and you can say, this is me, Ilsa. Remember my voice, take note of my grammar, my slang, my punctuation, my thought process, and it will create its own voice on your behalf, type of thing. So on that note, right, like it's a good and bad. I have mixed emotions around AI. Very soon it's going to be impossible to tell anything that was written on the internet, whether it's AI or not. And for that reason, video is going to continue to become bigger and bigger until we can't tell what's real on video. Now, once that happens, though, I think what the new algorithms and applications will do is it will be an AI robot to detect AI content. And so it's going to be you use your AI robot to identify something that's real or not. Because otherwise, the internet's going to be the Wild West in terms of people making up fake scenarios all over the place in terms of what's happening. Very interesting. But Tony, there she is.
Hello. So, two things. I have a comment for Ilsa, and then I feel like if I don't ask my question, Danny's going to come and find me. First thing is, I treat Chat GPT like an assistant, and it has a memory. And if you saw where Dino was showing us his Chat GPT, it said memory updated. You can get a head start and just tell Chat GPT you're going to want it to create content for you. I want you to get to know me. Ask me questions that will help you to get to know me, and it will ask you a series of questions. It'll dump all of the questions out, or you can tell it to ask you the questions one at a time so that you can answer it, and then it'll update the memory. And so whenever you go and ask it to write a post, it will pull from that memory. So just treat it like you would treat a new hire, somebody that's coming in who's going to be assisting you, and you're doing that get to know me kind of session. In the comments, I posted that my challenge is making my content sexy. It's unsexy. I'm a tax advisor, so my focus is on taxes and tax planning. And so that's my challenge, is writing content that's going to be interesting.
Yes, let's talk about that. Who here also believes that they are in an unsexy niche? Anyone else? Just so I have an idea. Okay. So first off, I love this question and this topic because I have had the pleasure of working with a lot of clients that are in a niche that isn't as exciting. And this dates back to me running an advertising agency like 12, 13 years ago. But we've had clients that are moving and storage companies. It is very challenging to market for a moving and storage company. Not much you can say except come bring your crap here and pay us to put it in an extra storage facility that if you can't fit it in your garage. There's not much to say. So what do? You can, and what I highly encourage Tony would do, talk about other things that are exciting to the same demographic. So Tony works with successful business owners, right, that are doing at least 6 figures, I believe, or 7 figures and beyond, but it's around taxes and so forth. What other exciting things will that same audience want to know about? All right. Here's a perfect example. Working with this moving and storage company. They were here local to me in San Diego. We used to talk a lot about what the San Diego Padres were doing as a baseball team, because that was exciting local news, and this was a local company. Has nothing to do with moving and storage. But on social media, we would say, hey, San Diego, the Padres actually won last night. We're now only 20 games under 500 as the last place team in baseball. Sincerely, Sullivan Moving and Storage Co. And so we almost became like a local broadcaster, news anchor. We were giving updates about new restaurants in town, what the local sports teams were doing. Oh my gosh, La Costa Canyon High School just won state championship. Did you guys know the fair is in town starting September 15th? We were providing value in all these other different ways that would keep them in the conversation, so that when somebody's, okay, I do need some storage space, or I am ready to move, they would be top of mind to that. That is an opportunity for you. And then otherwise, what I have found with AI is if you instruct AI to have a personality, it will come up with some wild concepts for you. So as an example, Tony, I would say to Chat GPT, please write me a 500-word argumentative, humorous piece of content on why you would have to be a goofball to not use tax services as a small business owner. And watch what it will come up with for you, but it will be funny, entertaining, and ultimately a great storyteller. It's not that they have the most exciting thing. It's that they can make something boring sound exciting. So they had an average day sitting in traffic, but instead of just saying, oh, my day was boring, I was in traffic, they come up with some wild, embellished story about what happened on the freeway and somebody flicked them off. And now all of a sudden they tried to ram them off the road. And this whole sitting in freeway traffic that could have been a boring update became very exciting and humorous because of the way they described it. Does anybody have that one friend, by the way, that can make anything sound like it was a ton of fun, even though it's not? They convince you to go to that one restaurant or to that one music venue or something that really wasn't that great, but they just thought it was phenomenal. They're the great storyteller of the group. I have one of those friends. Great question. Here's what we're going to do time-wise, because I know we're a little bit after. We are going to do this particular giveaway and prize, which, as promised, is for a year of Visionary Rising. So we're going to choose one person for this here. I am going to look at questions in chat box. I am not sure the best way to do this on the spot, but let's see. Here is what we are going to do. I am going to write down on this piece of paper two particular names and a number next to each name. And then we're going to have everybody type in the chat box which number they are selecting. And that will choose at random today's winner. But I have a few individuals who I think are in the running for this. Writing down names and numbers. And let's see. All right. I have two names, two numbers. We'll let everybody vote. The numbers are between 1 and 45. 1 and 45. So if you would all like to participate, feel free to type in any random sporadic number into the chat box between 1 and 45. I have the two numbers here. Whichever is, in terms of the group, is the closest to, will end up today's champion. Let's see. We have some numbers coming in. We have a 27, a 38, 11, 12, 24, 22, 3, 22, 22, 23, 27, 33, 25, 2, 25. Really close across the board. But what I have written down here, if it shows up, is I do this. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have Tony as 22 and Carmela as 33. And I think it's going to go to Tony because I saw some couple 22s that were spot on there as well. And so, Tony, congratulations to you, my friend. You have won a year access into Visionary Rising. For everyone
Thank
else,
you.
absolutely. And I will be in touch with you, Tony, if you'd be so kind as to send me a private message.
Okay.
We will get you into the membership. For everyone else, the offer that we have for Visionary Rising, this one here, this is the last time that this offer will be available. That not just what every person says on the internet type thing. We are radically changing the pricing structure of this membership. And so this is an opportunity to get in at about half price for this membership. We started with a lower price point, and then we have been raising it as the community has been growing, and resources, assets, trainings, and stuff like that in there have continued to grow as well. But this is an amazing, essentially very close to 50% off offer for all of you. And if you feel like this is a right fit, if you're somebody who needs the extra attention, hand holding, step by step, here's what we are doing Monday. Wake up, and I've already shared with you, here's what to do with your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so that it can just be you taking massive action. I know you guys will absolutely love this. We've run weekly workshops in there, so you can ask questions. I can provide feedback. We can talk about what's trending, what the opportunities are, but everything is templates, frameworks, things to help you speed up the marketing process so that you can market more easier. I think so many of us right now lose between an hour and 2 hours a day scrolling the news feed. And I think a lot of that scrolling is out of, I'm not sure what to do. Whereas if we can use that hour or two to market your business, you are going to massively position yourself to attract more clients. And it's a very interesting time in the industry, again, with AI moving into a new year as well. And I know everybody's very excited about it, but it is a buying type season here in December, moving into January. Inside of Visionary Rising as well, we help you with, I will audit your offer. Two things I believe in auditing for every single client in terms of on a custom basis: your offer and your unique message. Those two are really important, right? If we go back to our training from earlier, we talked about how important that was, or actually it's in the cheat sheet. We talked about how important that is. You have to have these two: unique message, irresistible offer. If you're already doing the marketing piece and you're like, why isn't it working? Need to update the message, need to update the offer. All marketing is the broadcasting of your message and your offer. It's the megaphone. It's how you, whether it's television, radio, print, commercial, social media, billboards, bumper stickers, all of that as a marketing strategy is just amplifying what is the message. What product do we have? What offer do we have? What service do we have? Who's it for? That's all marketing really is. Now you can have creative marketing that gets more attention, but it's essentially the distribution of your message and your offer. When you guys join Visionary Rising, we ask you to submit what is your offer, what is your message. If you don't know what those are, that's okay. At least you can recognize you don't know what they are. But we like to audit those right away. That way, when we get started with more of your marketing, it is you get outsized returns. You get bigger results because you're broadcasting a more exciting message. Think about Dollar Shave Club just came to mind for me. They have an exciting message. Hey, for $1, you can be clean shaven. All right. That's more exciting than their competition, who's way more expensive. People don't like spending a ton of money on those types of things normally, but they came up with a product and a message that was for $1. And now they get to have a cool jingle and fun commercials and subscription box and a million other things that go with it. So we want you to have a great message and irresistible offer that you're excited to share about. All right, so I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to go around the room and make sure everyone's taken care of. Danielle, Lainey, Brianna. Angela is here. No more questions. We doing good?
Hey Dino, I got a question, but I'm gonna shoot you an inbox about my question because it's just about when you're changing niches. So I'll hit you up in a few.
All right. Dr. Danny, good to have you here, bud. Absolutely. I'll keep an eye out for that one. I'm going to take a little bit like a 15, 20-minute stretch break, but if you guys message me on Facebook and so forth, I'll be back on in a little bit here. And Tony, I'll be looking out for your message as well. We'll get you all set there. Carmela says, in the program, are we utilizing the templates to create posts Monday through Thursday and having a weekly live call for 10 weeks? Yes, and yes, and yes. And you know what? Let me show not only Carmela this, but everyone else this. What we do in Visionary Rising is wild. All right. And I'm normally fairly humble when I talk about our own stuff, but it really is really cool in terms of how we're doing things, I think, differently. Once per week, you all get a voice drop. These are 5-minute MP3s of exactly what is happening in the industry right now. So these are weekly. And like seeing what clients are doing from these, and I'll just show the top 3 here, is pretty awesome, pretty crazy, because I tell you what to do and it's a reminder coming out of that week's training. So it's like a weekly workshop. Here's what the industry is doing. Here's what offers are converting. Here's what messaging is working seasonality wise. And then a 5-minute MP3 kind of re-summarizing that. And so folks, visionaries have said they have loved this recently because not everybody can make each training and it's once per week and there are replays, but they like a 5-minute synopsis. And we literally tell you, here's the file, here's how to take advantage of it. But as an example, 5 days ago, I was telling everybody to post reels and stories on the same day because it's equaling more conversions. So it's always going to be something easy to implement, tangible, makes a difference, and is relevant, timely. We have voice drops. We have then industry secrets, which is a whole different category. We have our video and post prompts, which are daily. So these ones come out and we have these for folks every single day. Recordings of all of our workshops as well. But great community. We have an AI thread and then all of the assets in here. But really the way I look at this in terms of why I think it's different than most programs is because we're about taking action together. Less go watch a million videos on your own time and figure it out. More, hey, here's a voice drop for you weekly. Here's your post prompt for you daily. Let's go implement, do the thing together. I think that's how the industry is changing, is more implementation based more than anything there. Great.
When is the weekly live coaching? And sorry, maybe you already answered that.
Great question. It is on Mondays at this exact, oh no, we started, it's on Mondays at 1 p.m. EST. Same time as when we started here today, one day before every single Monday, 10 I'm sorry, 1 to 3 p.m. EST each Monday. Replays go up, and we have about 68 clients in the community. So it's a great size community. It's small enough that you end up with about 6 to 8 people per call max. Large enough that there's networking, partnerships, plenty of people to meet to help you grow your audience and to keep the energy levels high. Fun group. All types of experts as well. Couple AI experts in there, but for the most part, I don't think we have much overlap per any one industry. Everybody seems to have figured out their own space, which is very fun. So we would love to see you in there, Kate, if it's a right fit. Love the question. Danielle, I do have a question, actually. I'm part of the free group. Even if I don't spend much time on it, is it the content inside the paid group much different? Is it more in depth with guides? Great question. Yes. Radically different content on the inside. So I can take us over there to take a look. But everything, yes, everything I believe should be done with cheat sheets, guides, templates. So if I'm here under messaging prompts, there's going to be a guide for you. If we need to create your unique methodology, these videos are about 10 minutes. I try to keep videos punchy, direct, rather than lengthy. If we need to craft your offer, there is going to be a guide for you, and it's going to be step by step. So everything is guides, templates, cheat sheets, implement, tangibles, mini workshops, messaging, offers, YouTube channels, slide deck for your workshops, offer posts, samples for your workshops, YouTube ads set up. You want to grow faster on YouTube, how to run YouTube ads and get that all set up. Holiday offers and marketing campaigns, cheat sheets, templates, guides, samples. So yeah, very much. I think this is where almost all of the online industry is headed, is more of the guides, templates, cheat sheets with very shorter type videos on how to use the guides and cheat sheets. I think that's how we're going to see the course industry, memberships, communities start to change. Otherwise, right, and then live calls to implement as well. Great.